Jai Gurudev, yes, Sherlock is a perpetual student of the world around him, always expanding his knowledge. How does this continuous learning align with the principles of self awareness and personal growth in spiritual teachings? Jai Gurudev, yes, continuous learning is a vital part of both intellectual and spiritual growth. Sherlock's drive to understand the world and its intricacies mirrors the spiritual pursuit of self realization. In the art of living, self awareness is a key element that deepens over time through practice, introspection, and learning from experience. As we engage in meditation, we are constantly learning more about our inner nature, expanding our ability to be mindful and present. Gurudev often encourages us to adopt an attitude of openness and humility, much like Sherlock's open mindedness to see new ideas and observations. By practicing awareness during our day to day actions, we become students of life, learning from every moment. Sudarshan Kriya and Pranayama help refine our inner wisdom, and like Sherlock, we cultivate a deeper understanding of both the external world and our inner self. In spiritual terms, never stopping learning means staying curious, cultivating a beginner's mind, and always seeking to grow in wisdom, compassion, and love. It is through this constant learning that we can continually evolve toward our highest potential. Sherlock often uses silence as a tool to observe and understand. How does the power of silence relate to the practices of meditation and reflection in Art of Living? Jagadeva, silence is a profound tool for both Sherlock and spiritual seekers. In the Art of Living, silence is not just the absence of sound, but a state of inner stillness that allows us to connect deeply with our true essence. Sherlock's use of silence helps him observe more acutely, while in spirituality, silence is a way to go beyond the mind's chatter and access higher consciousness. Through meditation and Sudarshan Kriya, we enter deeper states of silence where the clutter of thoughts subsides and we can hear the still, quiet voice of our inner wisdom. Gurudev often emphasizes that in silence, we can truly hear the truth within us. When we practice silence, we are not only quieting the mind but also cultivating mindfulness and presence in each moment. Like Sherlock, we learn to listen and observe, gaining insights that would otherwise be missed. Silence allows us to deepen our spiritual practice, cultivate peace, and develop an intuitive understanding of the world around us. So, Sherlock often faces immense obstacles in his cases, yet he continues trusting that the solution will come if he remains persistent. How does this lesson relate to faith and trust in the spiritual path? Trusting the process is a fundamental lesson in both intellectual pursuits and spiritual growth. In the art of living, we are often reminded that the path of self realization requires faith in the journey itself, even when the destination is unclear. His Holiness Gurudev Shri Shri Ravi Shankarji often emphasizes that spiritual practices like meditation and breathing exercises may not immediately show results, but with consistent practice and trust, the mind gradually settles and clarity emerges, just like Sherlock who faces uncertainty but trusts that the solution will present itself. We too must trust that the spiritual process will unfold in its own time. Sudarshan Kriya and other practices cleanse the mind, remove stress, and purify the emotions, helping us remain steadfast on the journey. Trusting the process means having faith in ourselves, the practices, and the wisdom that we gain along the way. In moments of difficulty or doubt, trusting the process means surrendering to the flow of life, knowing that everything is unfolding as it should. It's about moving forward with confidence even when the path is challenging. Sherlock often seems to define himself by his intellectual abilities, yet there are moments when he shows emotional depth. How does this lesson connect to the spiritual idea of seeing beyond the ego and embracing the fullness of the self? This lesson speaks directly to the spiritual idea of transcending the ego and recognizing our true nature. Sherlock defines himself as a rational thinker, but as the series progresses, he realizes that his true nature is not limited to his intellect. He also has emotions, vulnerabilities, and a profound sense of purpose that transcends his mind. In Art of Living, we are constantly reminded that we are more than just our thoughts, emotions, or identities. Through practices like meditation, we transcend the limitations of the ego and connect with our higher self, which is pure consciousness free from judgment and attachment. Gurudev often teaches us that the real self is beyond the mind, beyond intellect, and beyond any label we may place on ourselves. It is a state of pure being, full of love, wisdom, and compassion. By recognizing that we are more than just our thoughts or actions, we can experience greater freedom and peace. The ego confines us to a limited view of who we are, but when we transcend this identification, we open ourselves to the indefinite and infinite potential of our true essence. Sherlock's ability to remain patient in the face of adversity is one of his key strengths. How does patience play a role in spiritual practices and achieving inner peace? Patience is crucial in both intellectual and spiritual pursuits. Sherlock's ability to remain calm and wait for the right moment to solve a mystery is akin to the spiritual practice of patience, waiting for the mind to settle and for wisdom to emerge. Art of living patience is nurtured through meditation and breathing techniques like Sudarshan Kriya, which help us cultivate a state of calm even in challenging situations. Gurudev teaches that patience is not about passively waiting, but about actively cultivating peace within ourselves, regardless of external circumstances. When we are patient, we allow life to unfold naturally without forcing or rushing. Inner peace is often a result of this patience because it allows us to trust the process and the timing of life and spiritual practice. Patience is the ability to remain grounded in the present moment, accepting whatever comes without frustration or attachment. It is the art of living with grace and acceptance, knowing that everything will unfold in its own time. Sherlock often focuses intensely on the present moment, which allows him to solve cases effectively. How does living in the moment, the present moment, relate to mindfulness and meditation and spiritual teachings? Living in the present moment is one of the core teachings of the art of living, just as Sherlock focuses intently on the current situation to uncover clues. Spiritual growth requires us to be present in every moment. In meditation, we practice mindfulness, training the mind to stay focused on the here and now rather than getting lost in the past or future. His Holiness Gurudev Shri Shri Ravi Shankarji emphasizes that living in the present moment is the key to inner peace and clarity. When we are present, we free ourselves from unnecessary stress and anxiety. The practice of Sudarshan Kriya is particularly powerful in this regard as it helps us let go of past regrets and future worries, allowing us to be fully present and engaged in each moment. By practicing mindfulness and staying focused in the present, we can cultivate a deeper sense of peace, much like Sherlock does in his investigations. Living in the now allows us to access higher wisdom and intuition and is the foundation of spiritual awakening. As we wrap up, we see how these key lessons from Sherlock Holmes beautifully align with the wisdom found in the art of living and the spiritual teachings of His Holiness Gurudev Sri Sri Ravi Shankarji. These lessons teach us not only how to approach the challenges of life with intelligence, focus, and compassion, but also how to cultivate a deeper understanding of ourselves through meditation, self awareness, and mindfulness. Exactly, just as Sherlock's adventures offer wisdom in the realm of intellect and problem solving, in the art of living offers a path for inner transformation. By blending intellect with heart, we can live a life of purpose, peace, and service, solving the mysteries of the mind and heart with the tools of spiritual wisdom and practical action. May we all, like Sherlock, seek the truth, trust the process, and embrace both the challenges and rewards of our spiritual journey. Jai Gurudev, thank you for these profound insights. Let us continue walking the path with clarity, courage, and compassion. Thank you. May you all find peace and wisdom in every step of your journey, Jai Gurudev. So Sherlock's ability to see beyond conventional ideas and entertain even the most unlikely theories is a testament to his open-mindedness. How does this quality align with the spiritual principle of non-judgment and openness to new perspectives? Sherlock's open-mindedness reflects the spirit of non-judgment and the importance of being receptive to new perspectives, an essential teaching in the art of living and spiritual practices. Especially in meditation, we learn to detach ourselves from fixed judgments and views. His Holiness Gurudev Shri Shri Ravi Shankarji often speaks about embracing life without preconceived notions. Our judgments, our biases limit us from truly experiencing life as it is. By practicing meditation and mindfulness, we cultivate an open mind, ready to accept whatever comes without prejudice. Sudarshan Kriya helps to clear mental blocks, allowing us to see the world with fresh eyes and an open heart. Just as Sherlock discards conventional wisdom to discover the truth, we too must let go of limiting beliefs to embrace the vastness of our true potential. An open mind allows us to be present, to engage with life mysteries, and to move beyond the confines of our own limitations, opening up a world of possibilities. Sherlock is undeniably a unique individual with his own way of thinking and working. How does embracing one's uniqueness tie into the art of living teachings and the idea of finding one's true self? Embracing one's uniqueness is crucial in both intellectual and spiritual development. Sherlock's uniqueness lies in his ability to observe and deduce things others may miss. which reminds us that each of us has unique qualities that should be celebrated. In the art of living, we are encouraged to embrace our individuality while also recognizing our interconnectedness with all beings. Gurudev teaches us that the spiritual path is not about becoming someone else, but about discovering the true essence of who we are. Through practices like meditation, we move beyond superficial labels and societal expectations to connect with the core of our being. Just as Sherlock leverages his distinct qualities to solve complex cases, we too can harness our true inner strengths to live a fulfilled life. By embracing our uniqueness, we step into our authentic selves and contribute to the world in a way that only we can. This self awareness, cultivated through spiritual practices, helps us understand our unique path and purpose in life. Sherlock often balances core logic with his sharp intuition. How does this concept resonate with the spiritual balance between reason and heart in the art of living teachings? The ability to balance logic and intuition is at the heart of both Sherlock's brilliance and spiritual wisdom. In the art of living, we are encouraged to integrate the head logic and the heart or intuition. Gurudev often speaks about the importance of maintaining a harmonious balance between intellect and intuition. The intellect is a powerful tool for understanding the world, but it is the intuition that connects us to our deeper wisdom. In spiritual practices, particularly in meditation and breath work, we tap into a space where intuition and intellect converge. By calming the mind through Sudarshan Kriya, we allow our iterative wisdom to emerge more clearly. Sherlock's success lies in his ability to trust both his rational analysis and his gut feeling, showing us the power of integrating both faculties. Balancing reason and intuition allows us to navigate life with clarity, make decisions from a place of wisdom, and act with both understanding and compassion. Sherlock, while often distant and analytical, shows deep compassion for the people in his life. How does compassion play a role in both intellectual and spiritual pursuits? Compassion is the foundation of both intellectual clarity and spiritual growth. While Sherlock's logical mind is crucial to his success, his moments of deep compassion allow him to connect with others and understand the human condition. In the art of living, compassion is not only a quality to be cultivated, but is seen as an inherent part of our true nature. Gurudev teaches that compassion is the antidote to the fragmentation and disconnection often felt in society. Meditation practices like Sudarshan Kriya help to open the heart, allowing compassion to flow naturally. Compassion comes from being aware of the interconnectedness of all beings, and through spiritual practices, we can experience this interconnectedness more deeply. True compassion is not about pity, but about feeling deeply for others' suffering and acting with kindness, understanding, and care. By cultivating compassion, we transcend the barriers of ego and see others as part of our greater family. Just as Sherlock uses his intelligence to solve mysteries, we can use our spiritual intelligence to show love and kindness to those around us. Despite his isolated nature, Sherlock often relies on trusted partners like Dr. Watson. How does trusting others align with the spiritual principle of surrender and the interconnectedness of humanity? Trusting others is vital in both intellectual collaborations and spiritual journeys. Sherlock's reliance on Dr. Watson exemplifies the importance of trust in partnerships, even if one is fiercely independent. In spiritual terms, surrender is about trusting the greater flow of life and recognizing that we are not alone in our journey. His Holiness Gurudev Shri Ravi Shankarji teaches that we are part of a larger universe, and surrendering to this truth allows us to experience oneness with others. Trusting in others means acknowledging that we don't have to be do everything by ourselves. Through meditation, we develop a sense of surrender that allows us to release the burden of trying to control everything and trust in the flow of life. By trusting others, we also trust in the divine intelligence that operates through each person, creating a harmonious relationship of mutual support. Surrender doesn't mean giving up, but instead aligning ourselves with the higher wisdom of the universe, trusting that everything will unfold as it should. Sherlock's genius doesn't come overnight, it's a result of consistent effort. How does consistency in spiritual practices contribute to long term inner peace and personal transformation? Consistency is critical to both intellectual mastery and spiritual growth. Sherlock's ability to solve complex cases is the result of consistent practice in observation, deduction, and analysis. Similarly, spiritual growth requires consistent effort in our practices, whether it's meditation, sudarshan kriya, or mindful living. Gurudev often speaks about the importance of daily practice to sustain mental clarity, emotional well being, and spiritual progress. Consistency in spiritual disciplines helps us purify the mind and body so we can experience lasting peace and inner transformation over time. Regular practice brings profound shifts in our consciousness, much like Sherlock's growing ability to notice patterns and details that elude others. Through consistent practice, we cultivate the qualities that lead to lasting change, peace, patience, and wisdom. It is through this steady effort that we create an environment for transformation, allowing us to evolve both intellectually and spiritually. Sherlock's tenacity in solving cases, no matter how challenging, is remarkable. How does the idea of never giving up tie into spiritual journey and the concept of perseverance in the art of living? Perseverance is an essential quality in both the intellectual and spiritual journey. Sherlock's determination to see a case through to the end mirrors the perseverance needed to on the spiritual path. In Art of Living, perseverance is one of the key virtues we are encouraged to cultivate. Spiritual growth often involves facing challenges, doubts, and obstacles, but never giving up is what leads to eventual clarity and peace. Gurudev teaches that the path to enlightenment is not always smooth and it requires patience, dedication, and faith. So, darshan, kriya, and meditation help us stay grounded and committed to the process of inner transformation, even when the results are not immediately visible, like Sherlock. We must keep going, trust the process, and know that even the most difficult challenges are part of the larger journey. Perseverance in our practices ensures that we continue evolving and that we remain aligned with our higher purpose no matter the difficulties we face. It is through this unwavering determination that we experience the fruits of inner peace, wisdom, and growth. In conclusion, the wisdom from Sherlock Holmes aligns beautifully with the art of living teachings. Sherlock's qualities such as curiosity, patience, logic, compassion, and perseverance are mirrored in the spiritual practices that lead to self awareness, inner peace, and personal growth. By integrating both intellectual and spiritual insights, we can navigate the complexities of life with clarity, purpose, and compassion as we walk our spiritual path. Let us remember and to trust in the process, embrace our uniqueness, and keep learning just as Sherlock would and through consistent practice. May we also come to understand that the greatest mystery to solve is within ourselves, Jagadev. Sherlock's exceptional ability to notice the smallest details sets him apart. How does this attention to detail align with the spiritual practice of mindfulness and being present in the moment? Sherlock's attention to the smallest details is a reminder of the power of mindfulness in daily life by being present in each moment. Noticing the subtleties of our surroundings, our emotions, and our thoughts is a key aspect of spiritual practice in art of living. Mindfulness is an essential tool for developing self awareness and achieving clarity of mind. Gurudev often emphasizes the importance of being aware of the present moment. When we are fully present, we are able to appreciate the beauty in the little things and we stop taking life for granted. Practices like such as meditation and sudarshan kriya help us cultivate a deeper awareness and sensitivity to the present, which allows us to notice things we may have missed before. This inner awareness enhances our clarity, helping us navigate both mundane tasks and complex situations with greater insight. By valuing the small details, we connect more deeply with life and others, enhancing our ability to respond with awareness and compassion. Just as Sherlock's solve cases through meticulous attention to detail, we can unlock the mysteries of our own lives through conscious awareness and presence. Despite being unconventional, Sherlock always operates by his own moral code and integrity. How does this concept of staying true to one's integrity relate to the art of living principles? Integrity is an essential foundation for both personal and spiritual growth. Sherlock's ability to stay true to his principles even when they conflict with societal norms is a testament to the importance of personal integrity. In the art of living, integrity is not just about following ethical rules but about being authentic to oneself and one's values. Gurudev teaches us that when we are aligned with our inner values, we experience a greater peace and clarity. True integrity arises from being authentic and honest with ourselves, not just in our actions, but also in our thoughts and intentions. It is through spiritual practices such as meditation that we cultivate this inner alignment, allowing us to act in accordance with our higher self and make decisions based on our true values. Sherlock's unwavering commitment to his own moral compass shows us that integrity allows us to stand firm in our beliefs even when faced with challenges. By staying true to our inner truth, we not only live more fulfilling lives but also inspire others to do the same. Sherlock often learns from every case he encounters, whether it's a success or a failure. How does the idea of learning from all experiences tie into the spiritual journey? The willingness to learn from every experience, whether it be a success or a failure, is a fundamental part of both intellectual and spiritual growth. Sherlock's openness to learning from each case allows him to refine his methods and deepen his understanding. Similarly, in the art of living, we are taught to approach life's challenges with an open mind and a willingness to learn. Gurudev teaches that life is a series of experiences, and each experience, whether joyful or painful, is an opportunity for growth. Through practices such as meditation and self reflection, we are able to look at our experiences from a place of non judgment, understanding that every moment holds a lesson. Even in difficult times, we can find wisdom if we are open to learning from the situation. By embracing the mindset of continuous learning, we deepen our understanding of ourselves and the world around us. This openness helps us grow spiritually, emotionally, and intellectually, allowing us to approach life with curiosity and humility. Jai Gurudev.